Yes, hello, my name is Axel Meyer. I'm from Germany and I would like to show you my keeping of giant turtles. I have two different species here. That is one Stenofelis sulcata and ALDABRA gigantea. Both of the species are from Africa. The black one here in front is from ALDABRA atoll that belongs to the Seychelles, and the brown one is from the center of East Africa around the equator, so that is Mauritania, Chad, Mali, all these states. So that means they all are vegetarians and they need to have very raw food. That means they should not have vegetables, fruits and things like this. Because too much sugar inside will make disformation for growing from the shelter. Plus it gives the balance from the belly, making them shit like water after a while. Only for medical reasons, sometimes they get once in a while a piece of banana or something like this. So now I have some dry grass here, what I mix up with picked up herbs. I show you. So then we have good food for them. You see here, the color from this should be still green and have a good smell and should be fine, not too rough. Here I could show you some different herbs. That is Hirsch. I have to say the German names for it, but you can translate later for the people. That is Hirsch. What I have also, what is really nice is Gänsedistel. This is with the milky juice inside. That is very favorite for them. From this you should give less because it have an acid inside, what is not too good if it is too much, but once in a while. And this is mixed under the green from the dry grass to enrich it, and they love it. Also, you know, the Spitzwegerich is also a super food. And what else is the Löwenzahn lion tooth. It is perfect from the calcium and phosphate level. And what never should miss is sepia, because that is very important for the calcium and also for the vitamin D3. What they can, what they need. These both are ALDABRA turtles. I got since 15 years. I got them in the weight big like this with 146 grams. And now this rise up to nearly 50 kilos. That is a female. Usually the males are bigger, but in this type the male one is smaller. I had good luck to have a couple, and the male is around about 25 kilos. You see here the shelter grow really flat. That is by two reasons. You must keep them wet enough, not like only on dry wood wool or something like this, They need also a part where they can go into the water. You spray them once in a while when they are little babies. You can put a wet towel on the backside. Anything what keeps them wet once in a while is very available, because here the growing lines, this part that is very sensitive and that need to be wet enough. Plus, you don't give them food like I mentioned before, like vegetables and things like this, because there's too much energy inside and then they grow too big and that makes a deforming from the shelter. So the oldest one from this has grown 256 years, and the average weight in the free nature on the Aldabra atoll is the average from 80 kilos. But they can go up to 200 kilos. But that is a monster one. But the 80 kilo is the average in the nature, but in the captivity, when they have regular food and no bad times and so on, they usually come somehow bigger. That means from this size from the shelter, they will be up here and like this. So that means you need space for them for keeping, also not in the summertime. The winter time is the problem. No, the cage from them must be not less than 4 times by 8 times from the shelter, plus 20% more space for every next animal. Yeah, here this is my sneaker. This is the SULCATA tortoise who lives in the dry areas close to the desert part. And this animal I got in 2000. It was born on the 7th of February in 1991. In 2000 it had a weight of 7.5 kilos. And somebody bought it just like that because it was cheap and it was funny, because they are very active and very excited. But he had no idea to keep, so he had just let them run in the kitchen. That caused several problems. You see here we have still these hooks on the shelter. That is something what I told you, too dry keeping, what you have in the living room. Problem 2 from this turtle, you see that these 3 shelters go down. That is caused by, if you have too low light, no, the animal goes in the sunlight or in the electric light to make their temperature that they feel comfortable. They have an acceptable way of temperature that is from, with this species, from 10 degrees to 39 degrees. But the comfort zone is like 30 degrees, where everything from the organism and how the stomach work, how the intestine work, that was perfect, that they can draw out all stuff from the food. When you keep them too cold, they are moving, they are eating, they shit, but they can't manage the food to draw out the energy from the food. So what happened, he had a little light on it, and the turtles go under the light till they have their comfortable temperature from 30 degrees. But the light was too low to getting into this comfort zone, so the turtle was sitting the whole day, from the morning till the evening, under that small light. What make these 3 shelters suffer down. The next thing what you can read here, you see this bondage what fall in. That is a classical type at any turtle when they don't have UVB light in the youth. Then you have this ring here, what go down. So you see 3 mistakes. The hooks, the suffering field here from the wrong light, too low light, plus here, this going inside here like a saddle, because they had no UVB in the youth. I have this animal now 23 years, and you see from the little fields what usually have been together, now it grows, and in between it grow more flat. So the situation from the shelter relax, but it never will be perfect anymore. This type is now, this is the smallest one from the males. It is a male, it is a small one, but they can grow up to 100 kilos also. And they can be really rude and aggressive when they are older. Here you see the shit from the Aldabra turtles, and that is the way how it should look like. You must see the grass inside. You don't see worm, nothing like this. And this construction is very necessary that the one-cell animals who are in the intestine will wash out permanently to keep it in balance. If you feed them with salad and like this, then they shit like water and all the bacteria and one-cellers stay inside. Also smell. Then you have a good idea if the turtle is healthy or not. It has a special smell. It does not smell like chocolate, but it smells healthy. And when it is stinky, then you have an alarm and can look what is wrong. So what is also important, if you have many turtles of different species, that you have the hygienic system. So in my house, when I have the giant turtles, they have their own place for water, washing hands, disinfection, brushes, or something what is only used for these animals. And every species in my home have their own things, own buckets, own brushes, own everything for keeping them clean. Here in the house you can look at the roof. You can look at the roof. This is not a double glass, that is an 8-chapter glass that has a big insulation like double glass windows. Now we have here the effect in the summer from the sunlight that we get directly here under the top of the roof like 80 degrees. That means here it is really warm. In the floor we have an electric heating that makes sure that the ground does not go under 18 degrees for the ALDABRA tortoise. I have in the winter a bath inside so that they can have shower in here. That I have it half full, I can nurse them that they have the comfort of wearing something. Here is the sleeping cave that is really, really important for the Spornschildkröten because they are cave sleepers. If you don't offer them a cave, they will make their own cave and they can go deep, deep, deep in the ground, and then you can get problems to get them out after that in winter or in autumn when you want to bring them into the house and they don't come out of the cave. And they can go 50 meters inside. So here we have in the cave, in the sleeping cave, we have one 300 watt light that is from Osram Ultra Vita Lux. So that means we have here in the sunlight like 45 degrees. That means the turtle just needs to sit there 20 minutes and have his comfort zone from temperature. That go out in the evening. And in the cave I have a red light zone where they can sleep warm. And in the end of the cave there is without floor heating a little part and without red light. That means they can sleep cold. So we have two different zones in the cave, warm part and a cold part. So, and for the high energy costs, what we have a special system in here. So we use the sunlight from the day to heat up in here like a glass house. This cave are 5 tons of cement, and there is 1 ton of water, 1,000 liters. So we have 6 tons who cool out in the night and give the warmness from the day, or vice versa. In the day, when it is up here, like 40 degrees, getting colder down there for sure. But this gets warmer and warmer and warmer. So we take the warm energy from the daylight in the night, and vice versa in the day. This cool down a little bit when it is too warm in here. You must have the picture, the turtles need the place to be cold and they need the place to be hot. So when you make a cage for any animal, for any reptile, you should have a lighty warm area and a wet cold area. And then the animal can decide, do I want to be in the warm or in the cold, in the dry or in the wet.